Amazing. I get goosebumps just watching the interview every single time. We're live here at Big Play Studios on the shores of Lake Erie, right here at Burke Lakefront Airport. It is the return. I'm Josh Cribbs.
And I'm Maria Cribbs, and welcome to another episode, baby, on this fine, beautiful Tuesday. Man, it's so beautiful outside. The weather is like perfect today.
The weather is perfect.
Man.
Football is almost back in full swing.
That's right.
Maria is full of gimmicks and all type of shenanigans.
Who, me? And it's harmless me?
My credit card is missing.
I did take that the other night. I ain't giving that back yet. I got some more damage to do.
Yeah,
but
so
how you feeling today, Josh?
I would be feeling good if you could return the card. Other than that, I'm feeling awesome. I'm feeling amazing.
I'm out there making big plays on your credit card, on your Amex.
Don't be trying to make a pun with big play and saying big play in my credit.
But
you better.
hold on, babe. Did you notice what I got on today?
I'm going to report it stolen. Yeah, you going on a cruise. Right? You got your cruise gear
this
on.
This is my Guardians merch. Come on now, Josh. I got the Guardians on. The Guardians play tonight. They playing 17 against the Dodgers. I'm excited.
They're going to ball out.
Okay, this is
with the team that they have.
Okay, this is the thing that's going on. I don't know. Something's going on with the Guardians. They were at the barbershop when I took Izzy to get his haircut. That's our son's name, Israel. And the barbers, they were going at it, talking about some things and some trades that's happening and things like that. So I'm like, I got my outfit on. I hope I'm not there. I'm still representing.
So apparently they've given away or traded away all their good players. And it seems as though people have been talking like they threw in the tank and they're trying to get prepared for next season.
Oh, rebuild for next year.
And people are still going, fans are still going to the game and the players are still playing.
Right.
And they out there giving their heart out. You know, one player in particular, and we still got to get the shirt. The Iron Mike out there on the field.
I'm gonna grab this.
You know?
I think it's a shirt you've been looking for.
You got my shirt?
I think this is a shirt you're looking for.
Man, break the shirt open. Please bust that shirt open real quick.
The Big Play merch, baby.
Do it real quick.
I think we got your shirt, Josh.
Oh, yeah. Slide that shirt on down.
Is this what you're talking about?
Toss it right here, baby. Toss it.
Josh wants his Ramirez shirt, baby. You can go to the Big Play website and order that right now. Look, is that your size? Ramirez don't play, baby. I want one. I think that's too tight for you. You might need to get that to me. You look like the Hulk.
He need to get his own boxing game. Wouldn't that be a good trade-off? If you reach a certain level in the baseball game, you get the access, the Ramirez boxing.
You know
league.
what? When I go down there and watch a Guardians game now, I feel protected. I feel like
they got your back.
In case something go down, Ramirez, I'm like, hey, come help. And then he come up in the stand.
Throw your hat up.
Yeah. Throw the hat up.
Ramirez come.
And I get my folding chair.
Maria, a lot has been going on, right? I'm gonna, talk about Baker Mayfield
again.
Only because when I talked about him last week, there were comments saying, wait until he get the starting spot before, I talk about him having success throwing the football. Because I said Baker may be getting better and better. And yes, he's no longer with the Browns, and we don't care about him, but I just posed the question, he's getting better. Is he getting better and better? And somebody said, he has to get the starting position. NFL just released a report a few hours ago. Baker Mayfield was named the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What? He got the position?
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, there's an awesome highlight. And if you read the comments, somebody was like, man, whoever put this highlight together deserves an Oscar.
Because it made him look real good.
It made him look amazing.
It's highlights. It's not lowlights. They're supposed to find everything it did good.
And they did in practice and preseason games, rocking the Buccaneers uniform.
They're like, man, they make Baker look like God.
They're making him look like he about to have a Super Bowl. So in the comments, they was like, Baker for MVP.
Already?
Tampa Bay back to the Super Bowl.
Player of the year.
But honestly, he has a lot of weapons.
Right.
He had a lot of weapons here, too.
That's true.
However, experience becomes him.
And sometimes different coaches can make that difference, too, that change in that.
Different coaches, experience, and I won't say necessarily an upgrade, but he definitely has some veteran wide receivers and a coaching staff that's eager.
Right.
Baker has a chip on his shoulder. Let's keep an eye out for him and see how it all goes down.
Who just left that team? Tom Brady?
Tom Brady, the GOAT.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Tom Brady, the GOAT.
All right, well, you know what? We got to take a quick little commercial break, and we'll be right back with Josh. You're going to be talking dogs? The dogs are barking.
When we come back,
right
baby.
after this, baby. We couldn't even get to the stuff, man. The Browns, your recap of the Browns versus the Eagles. Browns play the Chiefs. You want to get to that? You going to do the dogs work?
We are the return.
Let's go.
In downtown Cleveland.
I like that beat, baby.
Dogs are barking. So the dogs are barking is, what are we talking about, right? So some news. Myles Garrett, and we was talking about this in the car.
We were, yeah.
Myles Garrett just got his contract restructured, and everybody wants to know, what does that mean? They're making way for Jonathan Taylor. Stop it. Stop it. The talk, Jonathan, stop it. What?
This is my thing, though. If
no,
why?
If your dog does something bad, no, stop it. We're not talking about Jonathan Taylor. We don't. That's a premier running back.
Hold on, wait a minute.
We have our premier running back, and I don't believe that we're making space to bring two premier running backs to create any type of issue when you have the best running back in the league. Why would you downgrade? I digress. But everybody was wondering why we would have,
wait a
he
minute.
would have a structure.
Hold on, no, this is my thing. I ain't restructuring a thing. My contract is fine. I'm not going to be taking a cut.
Is that Myles Garrett?
Why am I going to be restructured? Go restructure their contract. Don't touch my contract is good.
So
does that mean I'm taking a cut and you're going to pay somebody else out of my contract?
It does not mean that.
Oh.
So a restructuring of contracts. Maria, you know a lot about football, and
I do.
a lot of fans don't understand about the restructuring of contracts and what that actually means.
Please tell
Coaches
me.
don't even know. So what it actually means is that they're looking at Andrew Berry went to the whatever player had enough room to move his money around. Hey, instead of giving you such and such millions right now, we're going to break that up and we're going to give it to you along this time. And instead of making it incentive based, we're going to make it guaranteed next year. How does that sound? And the player have to agree to that. So it's some negotiation and some things that happen on the back end. I did some restructuring in my contract as well.
What? You didn't tell me this when?
Because it
See,
didn't
that, when I'm
affect
talking
me.
about people being in marriages, when you wonder what your spouse is hiding from you, what you mean you restructure some stuff? I didn't know about this.
Well, I
Don't
don't
be
know
ta-
about
don't
all
be-
them purchases you be making.
That ain't none of your business.
Exactly.
Wait a minute, so you mean the Browns gonna give him an IOU so I can make room for somebody else?
No.
What? Don't touch my
Stop
contract. My
it.
contract is just
It's
fine. Go
not
touch their contract over there.
An IOU.
So just he like his hamstring hurt. Go work with his contract over there.
Go messes. But also, the contract has to be worth the value.
Okay.
So it was somebody who had that to give. But everyone wants to know why.
Yeah.
Are they making room for somebody? Now, two things they could be possibly making room for, and this happens all throughout the NFL. After the 53-man roster, after everyone makes their cuts, there's a lot of players that are good, veteran players that are out there who end up basically a team says, man, you're costing my cap. We really want you, but we got to let you go. And they will cut a veteran player who still has a lot left in the tank.
Ain't nobody cutting Myles Garrett though.
No.
That's
That's
what I'm
just a contract restructuring. Let me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You talking? That's not going to. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, if I know I can say no, don't touch my contract because I know you're gonna cut me because I know what I'm worth. Go play with their contract, not
and
mine.
they going to go play with their contract.
Don't play with my stuff.
Yeah, all right. But however, Maria,
Okay.
when the contract, when we're talking about that room and making room for that money, it's simply to have the option if a player comes available because we still have needs. Think about the linebacker. Yeah, we got some linebackers that are panning out on on the back end a little bit, but we got guys that's supposed to be in their prime of their career and they're supposed to be producing. So maybe we want to go after a veteran linebacker that has gotten released and maybe we got to give him a little bit of money to get him. Also, the D line is set, but what about injury? Through injury, they may have to go get a guy. Any position that we deem necessary that, there's a running back battle to see who will be our second and third running back. Maybe Andrew Berry feels like, I want to go get a guy that's up and coming. He may not be the guy yet, but I need a Kareem Hunt in his prime type character. I need a Dearness Johnson in his prime type character, who I feel like we have that in Demetri Felton, but I digress. However, it's maybe somebody out there that gets cut or that they feel like, man, we can get him. And they need that money to have the option to do so. So it may not be who they have eyes on right now as far as like a trade or somebody on the street is having the option.
But
and if
why,
they don't,
why touch my contract? Why me, Lord? Why me? Is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Is it
Yeah.
more like taking something for like looking out for the whole team. Like if Myles Garrett's like, all right, I don't have a problem with this. It's kind of like being a team player. I know what our team needs. I know they got to make room for the salary cap. So let me go ahead and restructure my contract for the betterment of the team.
Definitely. So I don't want you to get hung up too much on the restructuring of the contract. People get hung up on that. It basically, in layman's terms, won't do anything to their contract, but do some legal mumbo jumbo to allow space for the organization to use the money now, and the money that they're supposed to have paid him or allocated towards him can go on the back burner. So what you need to understand is a lot of times the money that organizations have, they have to have it allocated, and it can be incentives. Mm-hmm. So sometimes players don't always reach their incentive. The club came to me back in, I want to say 2007.
Many moons ago.
Many moons ago. And they needed to allocate money towards me so that they wouldn't get in trouble with the cap, because they have to spend a certain amount of money or allocate a certain amount of money per year. So listen up, Maria, so I can tell you.
Okay, what's the benefit of me doing?
You listening? Okay, thank you. Listen.
I can hear you.
Go to school a little bit.
Okay,
all right.
Come on, school me, baby.
So they
school me,
they
baby.
said I will get $2 million if I block a field goal, block a punt, and score a touchdown all in the same game.
Easy. Come on, you do that all day long.
So it was very impossible for me to do that because I was the punt returner. I wasn't a punter. I wasn't going to block the punt. So they made it. I wasn't going to make that.
So they put you in a trick bag.
No, they didn't put me in a trick bag. You got to stay in school.
Okay, I'm listening.
It was just so they can allocate the money. And just so they won't get in trouble either by the NFL, or they can have that money to roll over into another opportunity.
Okay.
Do you understand?
It's like when I buy something I know I can't afford, and I transfer the money from my savings and my checkings, knowing I really shouldn't be buying it anyway. And okay, I got you.
No,
that's not. That's the way my female brain works. So
that didn't pan out at all.
Oh, okay, my bad.
That didn't make sense. You need to do more listening.
They put an incentive in there that they know you couldn't obtain just to make room.
Just to keep that money.
Okay, I get
So
it.
when we're looking at the restructuring of Myles Garrett contract, we're just looking at them being able to use that money either to bring in new talent once the 53-man rosters once the cuts are all made.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of players looking for teams. And we might be able to grab some of those guys, all right? And this is right after the cuts are made.
Right.
So we want to have that option. The next option is to roll that money over to next year. It looks good when your general manager has a cap space of $35 million. So don't always think there's something nefarious or something up like, oh, we making room for Jonathan Taylor. No. When we making room for such and such, we just don't always assume to be in the general manager's head. It probably sounds good to make up things and be like, oh man, we probably getting such and such.
Right.
We're getting such and such, but no, they're using that money for possibility to have the option. That's the best guess and the best idea for Myles Garrett restructuring his contract.
All right, sounds good to me, baby. But look, we got to take a little quick commercial break. We're going to have more Browns talk coming up right after this.
Baby.
But what's in it for him, though? You still didn't make it clear to me. I don't understand what.
It ain't got to be nothing for him.
All right, guys, you want to do players to watch?
Oh yeah, baby. Mahmoud Diabate. Let's go. Linebacker, creating all the safeties. Ronnie Hickman. He's the pick machine. And Watkins, Austin Watkins Jr. Oh yeah, these are the players to watch. And I'm excited about these guys because they don't necessarily have roster spots, Maria. These guys are not necessarily on they're not a lock. Mm-hmm. I would tell guys coming on an NFL roster that you may have to catch a ball behind your neck, behind your back. You might have to score at least 6 touchdowns if you're a free agent to try to make a team, right? Well, you got Austin Watkins, who's the leading receiver in the NFL right now, all in preseason. They call him Himothy. Yeah, because they feel like that's him. Mm-hmm. If there's anybody going to make a roster, it's him. Let me tell you this, no matter how good of a preseason he's having, he still might not make the Cleveland Browns roster because we're deep. If you look at our roster and who we have, It's some talented wideouts. It's some talented receivers.
Right,
With
right.
Amari Cooper at the start, you got DPJ, you got Cedric Tillman, you got Moore. I want more. Elijah Moore.
Oh, yeah.
You got all these great talented guys, and then you got a guy who's balling in Austin Hickman. But look, Austin Watkins.
Mhm.
But there's 31 other teams. You got it? It's 31. If he doesn't end up with us, unfortunately, he'll take his talents elsewhere.
Elsewhere,
so
right.
he's making a great case for him.
Where he's needed.
And a team will save salary cap for a guy like Austin Watkins,
Right.
Maria.
That's true.
So they'll use it and spend that money with him. Now, we got Hickman. Now, we need depth in the secondary. Hickman is a great possibility, and we got a lot of comments in my Instagram because I put that on Instagram of, who should make the team. A lot of people was like, oh, Hickman, because we need that versatility. We
Right.
need that depth in the defense, in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a guy who's had a safety who's tackled a guy back in the backfield, got 2 points. You got a guy who's literally grading out better than starters at this point.
Right.
And Diabate. And so when you look at our defense, and you look at our offense, there's guys to watch that are really dominating on each side of the ball. And it's exciting to see these guys fight because I was one of those guys. So when I'm looking at these guys, I'm not necessarily talking about Jones. I call them baby Thanos by mistake.
You mean Big Thanos?
Big Thanos. I'm not
yeah.
necessarily talking about him, Dewan. I'm not necessarily talking about DTR because these guys already have roster spots.
Right.
You're talking about guys that are hungry. You're talking about guys that, they're going to put up numbers. They have been putting up numbers. Those are the three guys that I mentioned. And I'm talking, I'm looking at my phone. My phone is constantly typing out the words that I'm saying. That's so funny.
I know,
Don't you
I
hate
seen
when
it.
your
I'm
phone
like,
do
what's
that?
going on?
I was looking at my phone and
It
it's
just
typing out
updated.
every word that I'm saying. I gotta correct that. Phone be listening to you, man.
It tried to put Big Thanos. It said Baby Big. You don't know how to spell Thanos.
It is
Sir, you need to get
terrible.
some spell check going on
Oh
here.
my gosh. But I did want to hop into because this was huge.
Right.
We got a game coming up against Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kansas
I
City.
posted about Cade York. Is there anything Cade York can do to change the minds and hearts of our fans?
Right.
I think so, but I put it out there for fans. And can we put some of the comments,
up. Yeah.
So I had a comment out there, and this is from Tynice, and I'm going to read it off my phone.
Okay.
As a hometown Cleveland Brown woman that currently has figurative anger and heart issues with the cardiac kids, she put in parentheses figuratively, preseason, in-season, mid-season, postseason, no season, you cannot be missing both field goal attempts.
Say that, Tiny.
Especially when they took all the Bone Thugs and Harmony street signs.
What they got to do with anything?
I know. Cleveland at heart. I'm going to go to another one.
Overreacting.
And
Cleveland overreacting.
this is Crump style. Cade just needs another kicker on the roster to light a fire under him. I think he's on a cruise control with no competition to push him. Somebody said, I agree with you. Most definitely. The coddling of the man's ego has got to stop. Business moves need to be made.
It's crazy because when certain players get in a rut, they want to say, "Oh, get him out of here." But they
Right.
really are not that they're coddling him, but they really are. I think they really want him to do well, and they're trying to
everybody
give him,
wants him to
come
do
on, we
well.
want you to come on, get out of this rut you in, get out of your head. But I mean, at what point are we like, all right, man, come on?
One comment in particular had me thinking. He will definitely, and this rocked the bar.
If they had you thinking, that means it's a good one. Let me hear
Yeah,
about it.
he will definitely lose games for us this season. Not only by missing field goals, but by influencing the play calling and decision making of the head coach based on his lack of confidence in York's accuracy. So people understand this. If I'm a head coach,
Got to go for it when you got somebody that can't get a
right,
field goal.
so you're thinking like, I got to call a different play to put us in scoring position, not just field goal position, because I'm not sure at this point in the game that he will win the game. And yes, Stefanski will do a good job at, giving all the confidence in the world to the players. But I put a poll out, about Cade York, and it was tremendously against him. right?
Yeah.
A tremendous valid saying, oh, the argument is valid. He needs to go, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it was just based off of his own record.
Right.
They was like, yeah, he kicked the one, long field goal, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to keep talking about him, but the fact that we says there's an issue. And it will affect your head coach, no matter how much Coach Stefanski stands up there and has to go to bat for his players. That's one thing I love about Coach Stefanski.
Yeah, he has it back. He's
has
not
the
throwing him
players
under the
back.
bus. Yeah.
He like, man, I got full confidence stopping his feet in Cade York. And next question.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to. Is he
Yeah,
supposed to
he's
say
the head
anything
coach.
less?
He's not supposed to say. He's not supposed to
He not gonna-
degrade him in front of everybody. Now in the locker room, he might get in on him.
I mean, he may get on his coach.
Like, bro, what's going on? I'm out here defending you today, man. You better get you together.
And he gonna get on his coach.
Right.
He gonna start looking at Bubba. And Bubba gonna be like, no.
Yeah. It's
I
just,
can't tell him to kick through the hoop,
Is it wrong for me to feel, not is it wrong for me to feel like that has to be a stressful position, the kicker?
It is.
Is that one of the most stressful positions on the
No, it's
field?
not.
You don't think which
It's
one?
not.
Which one you
It's
think?
one of them.
Well, I mean, just
Because
got
you gotta
all
think you
eyes
got
on
a
you. They're
quarterback
hoping
out
you
there.
make it.
Right. It's just a lot of
But
pressure.
quarterback, you get several chances. You get
Oh
several.
man, yes you do.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me get into this
Okay,
comment
go ahead,
right
baby.
here.
Go ahead,
though,
baby. All right.
Because there's some conspiracy theories out there.
Okay.
Preseason records not mattering. Hold on, let me talk about it. Preseason records not mattering aside.
Mm-hmm.
This is the difference between 3-0 and 1-1-1. Being that the kicker is one of the couple positions where they play all the time in preseason would suggest that this is more than just a preseason thing. This will carry over into regular season. And then he said, I also wonder to the extent the holder plays into the question. And then somebody else said, I agree 100%. It was shown this morning that most place kickers who has been with him, the place kicker that's been with York as their holder, had a lower success percentage rate. Somebody else said, I've heard the same stories, that it could be the holder. Maybe we need to find another person to replace the holder. I'm like,
He like, why you bringing me into this?
yes. I'm like, it's like Ray Finkel talking about laces in,
Like,
laces
all
out.
my life I've been holding this ball. Now when he ain't kicking it through the field return, the goalpost, now you're going to bring me into it.
Yes.
Woo!
And there were a few that had his back that said they riding with him, but it was overwhelmingly, Cade York needs that consistency. Get it in. We got to get it done because maybe we need a kicking coach. The team that has a kicking coach has the best kicker in the NFL, in NFL history. Baltimore Ravens has a kicking coach for Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
He is a walking Hall of Fame kicker right now, and he still is kicking. Get a kicking coach.
But
get what you need.
during preseason, did they have other kickers come in and get a shot? Or
The competition is not there against him, and I think that's what he needs. I
he
want to move on.
He might seriously be in a rut.
He
but
might
you
be.
don't. But when you get to this level,
it's
they
past
don't
time
give
to
you
be in a
time.
rut.
They don't give you time. You
Past
gotta
time to be in a rut.
You got to be ready. Yeah.
I want to move on
Go
to
ahead, baby. Move on,
Deshaun
baby.
Watson
Oh,
passing
yes.
rating, and I need a shirt that says
What you need a shirt
for
to say?
when the season comes.
Okay.
I need a Fade Padone shirt.
Because you think
Yeah.
you might be calling this one wrong?
I mean, I'm not
Where
Padone,
is my
but
Nick Padone shirt at?
yeah,
Come on,
because
man.
look,
Where's my
Deshaun,
Big Play
this
merch?
is something that somebody can gamble on.
Okay.
Or make a bet, or
All right,
make a
with
wager.
with typical, right?
Because I'm telling you, Deshaun Watson's passing rating will be 65% versus the Chiefs, over or under. And everybody, and it's still live. I'm going to keep it live. It's going to be live for another day.
Okay.
Right now, it's 60 saying over, 40 saying under right now. But it's changing because of more and more people going to vote.
Over 60%. Okay.
I think it's going to be over. I think he's going to have a very decent outing versus the Chiefs. I think he's going to take what the defense gives him, and if it's not there, if he can't squeeze it in there, he's going to take off and run. I think he's going to find completions with the running back. I think they're going to have some receivers going out the backfield, but I think it's going to be high percentage passing plays that will put Deshaun Watson in the over.
I love
That's
seeing
why I
my
say
QB
that.
scramble in the pocket and run for it. Go ahead.
We don't like seeing him be unhealthy in the preseason,
Yeah,
but
that's
that
true.
lets me know that he's going to have a huge amount of numbers when it comes into the red zone. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for Deshaun Watson just to take it, look, survey the field, and then take it in the end zone. He's going to be a guy I'm going to think about getting in fantasy because of his ability to just make things happen.
You gotta think about getting them in fantasy. What's that about?
Because I like to take quarterbacks a little earlier because the better ones will go off the board.
Okay.
But then the leagues that I'm in, the PPR versus the PF. Like there's different leagues that have more wide receivers, more running backs. I may value a running back or wide receiver over that great
QB.
quarterback.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got
depends.
you. All right.
I'm practicing my fantasy.
You really stirring the pot with all these questions.
That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
As fans,
Yeah.
as our Cleveland fan base grows
and you
stronger
you
and
always
stronger.
love seeing what the fans are thinking. So I'm glad you putting those polls out there. Now look,
Absolutely.
don't go anywhere because we got Hey Family coming up next. We'll be right back.
Is that a little long?
Oh, what?
Hey, what's up, family? Hey, what's up, family? Hey, family, what's up? What's up? Hey, family, what's up? Hey, family. Hey, what's up, family? Got a quick question.
Hey, it's time for Hey Family. Now, with the kids going back to school, I think it's only right that we revisit this video right here, mine, that went viral several million times over. I want to know, family, has your child ever tried this right here? Check this video out. Okay, so you know the video I'm talking about, right, Josh? The one where the school, we call the school, the kid calls the school. We're in the car and the kid calls us, right? Our child, Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the school nurse on the phone talking about your son is sick.
Oh,
Have you ever
yeah.
done that with your parents?
Of course. What?
And
my
so I
parents
go-
ain't you.
What?
I can't call my.
Hold on, wait a minute. Since we couldn't get the video queued up, hold on. Let me just
My
explain. So
parents ain't
Josh,
you.
hold on. Josh and I are driving in the car, right? We jamming to the music. Next thing we know, a ring comes on our phone. I'm like, hello. It's the school calling for my son's in middle school, right? And it's a school nurse saying, yeah, we got Izzy down here. He's complaining that his tummy hurts. And, I'm in my professional voice, like, okay, well, hey, how you doing? God bless you. Good morning. All right. Well, can I talk to him real fast, see what's going on with him? And so, of course, you put Izzy on the phone.
Right. And
Izzy,
then you change to a different person.
Because you know your child is not sick, right?
You know your child.
What the heck you doing in the nurse's office for? What's going on?
Right.
You sick? Okay, if I come get you, let me tell you something. You gonna go home and go right into your bedroom. Ain't gonna be no playing no video games. Ain't no going outside later. None of that. You're not coming home to play, right? You so
Yeah.
sick, right? You can't come home and play.
Right.
They say, I'm okay. It's not that bad. I'm gonna go head back to class. Yeah, that's what I thought, right? So now get back on the phone with the nurse.
You
What?
have to do that.
Because the kids
No
was-
one else, our parents didn't have to do that because we didn't always have their number. We couldn't always reach our parents at work.
Hold on. They didn't have cell phones.
And they didn't have no cell phone. So it wouldn't know we had to get connected. And if we had to bother them, we better been almost dying. Like, they need to know what hospital I'm going to. So I called. It had to be that type
Our
of
parents
emergency.
would send us to school with a fever and everything. Here,
'Cause-
take this Motrin. It'll be 8 hours till it wear off.
You better put some Robitussin around your neck. You rub some. You try some Robitussin. You try
Hold on, so Josh.
some baking soda and
Y'all
water.
don't notice about you said baking soda and water, little
Man.
little ginger ale.
What?
Ginger ale. It's
What
not
you
ginger
would
ale.
call Mrs. Cribbs talking about your tummy hurt.
For us to even have the audacity to think that we could call our parents, bother them, get them interrupted at work, to have them come take time out of their work schedule
Ooh, I
to
can
come
think-
and pick us up, who may or may not be sick, and you'll be getting out of school in a couple hours anyway, I would be in trouble.
Girl.
That stomach virus will go right away with that whooping I'm gonna get when I get home later on today.
What? I was getting flashed. I felt like somebody whooped me just now. Just thinking
Especially
about
have your mom
it.
come to the school with her rollers and her robe on. Like, what the heck you mean you
Nah,
sick?
it
Josh, have
ain't
you
gonna
ever?
be-
Okay, so hold on. Josh,
better
y'all don't
stop
notice
it.
about Josh. He was very studious growing up. He was
Why-
like,
what do you mean
gotta
when you say
understand,
studious?
His parents are both Marines. His father's a police officer.
Why does that make me studious?
Because you're kind of like on the straight and narrow. You didn't play no games.
Yeah.
I can't see you calling or going down to the nurse's office acting like you sick. I used to do it all the time.
Let me tell you
They had
this.
those popsicles in there, man. You don't remember the popsicles they break
The worst kids was preachers' kids.
apart? Oh, and your
My
mom.
mom was a preacher.
Oh.
I'm not saying that I was the worst kid, but we didn't.
I know
have-
you. You weren't.
We
You're
didn't
not.
have too much fun. On Halloween we couldn't dress up like ghosts and goblins. We had to dress up like biblical characters.
It wasn't Halloween. It was Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. we went to church on Halloween and I had to hear about everything from my friends.
You had to hear about the goodness of the Lord.
What? I was you know how many times I was Moses? You know how many times I was a disciple?
Hold on, Josh. You had the Jesus sample. You had the Jesus sandals. Jesus sandals.
Man, I had the Jesus sandals, the Roman sandals. You know how many times I wanted to come on? So we would always rush home as quickly as possible. Like, oh, we done, Mom. We good. And try to run outside to try to see who's still. Everybody lights off. Mr. Every year, my mom knew what we was doing, but we was in there praying on Halloween,
Dang,
man. That's the type of life I had growing up.
That's messed up.
So-
well, I frequent the nurse
so,
office
yeah.
because they had the popsicles that you could get, right? I mean, especially if you had a school nurse that's cool and she know you really not sick. She's like, I'm not going to bother your parents. Here, Maria, come on here and sit down. What class are you skipping today? Math. Only class I love was gym.
Your nurse did that for you?
Yeah, because they had the popsicles. You break them in half and you would split them. You'd be sitting there like, hey, and then I'd be a little helper for the day. Like everybody else coming there being sick, I'd be giving a little popsicle. You didn't do that?
Nah, my
Was I the
nurse
only
be
one?
like, go back, turn around.
Oh, my
And we
goodness.
see it, we coming in
She's-
like, she here.
That's messed up,
She's
guys.
here. And she gonna put you don't got a
Our
fever.
school nurse was cool.
You fine. You ain't got no fever. Let me check what hurt. It don't hurt. Turn around, go back to class. Cause you done so many
Oh,
kids.
she was
done,
mean.
Nope. So many kids done pushed it to the limit, pushed the
Dang,
nurse
man,
to
I
the
feel
limit.
like- I
She
feel
not
like-
having that, man.
I feel like you need therapy because of
Nah,
that. Josh, how does that make you
Maybe
feel?
a hug.
A hug?
or something.
A little virtual hug?
Nah, not virtual.
Give me a hug.
Nah, not virtual.
I feel bad. I
Maybe
used to be
some-
up in the nurse office all the time. In the office.
I probably need a little
They
extra
made me a
loving,
helper.
Maria. Can I get a little bit
anyway,
extra loving?
now to our next question.
Can I? Can I
So
get a
that
little
was the
extra
Hey
loving,
Family,
baby?
Josh. That was the Hey Family.
Baby,
Where
a
the
little loving.
Here you go with the glasses. Where you get these shades from this
Let me get a
time?
little bit. Come over here. on this
Josh,
side.
no. What is
See,
wrong
that's
with
how
you?
I holler at you, right? You see how
Oh,
you
you
feeling
going
it?
from the
getting it when
show
you starting to
from
blush?
last week's show.
Yeah, you see how you
I
starting
thought
to
about.
blush?
As a matter of fact, I thought about. I am blushing.
She
Like,
blushing a little
hey,
bit.
baby. Hey, daddy.
Stop
No,
it.
you a mess. I thought about that too. I feel like we, as women, because we had the question last week about, how do women shoot their shots at men? I think we just make ourselves available. I was listening to someone's podcast. She
Shoot
was
your
saying how
shot.
she kind of just scooted. She knew it was a crowded area. She saw a guy that she liked, so she went over to his section and kind of just like shimmy by him. Kind of rub that thing.
Let
we
me
all
see.
we all grown, right?
You rub that thing on.
Not me,
on her.
her. Here, take the
Let me-
glasses off.
let me
You making
see.
me uncomfortable.
Come over here and rub and like go
Josh,
across.
I'm
me
trying to
and
say.
see
So
what you. Let's just show me what you would do.
we ain't got no
Just
space.
get up and walk
I
around
can't
here
walk. I'm stuck
and
to the
show
chair.
me how you would-
I'm strapped. I
you
got my
would come- you
I got
not
my
strapped-
seat. I got my seatbelt
You
on.
ain't in no airplane. Undo your seatbelt, cause I want to know if you trying to holler because you didn't do this last week. How would you?
Because
make
you put me
yourself-
on the spot.
Come on, let me see. you.
No,
Come
I'm
on,
not
scoot
doing that.
past
No,
me.
Josh, I was
Come
saying what
scoot
she.
past
So
me.
that's the thing. Women, we do try to holler at men in
I
our
can't-
own
you
special
can't-
way. Now, some
We
y'all
married.
out
You can
there
put
just
that
going
thing
for
on
it.
me, baby. Go.
Take the glasses off, Josh, and stay
All right.
stay focused, baby. Now
Okay,
look, I
I'm
got one more Hey Family. Okay, are we
I
ready,
tried.
Josh? Do you think you always try it,
Yeah.
and it works sometimes?
Okay.
Okay, look, I love you. I love you though, babe.
All
Look,
right.
family, are we ready for this? Are we ready for flying cars? Now, I came
Flying
across
cars.
this website that they are introducing flying cars, and you can now pre-order them
I saw that.
for $300,000. You saw that?
I saw it,
Okay.
and it was reminiscent of that that submarine that was going down to the. Cause that's a nightmare. You don't. It's like what type of license would you need, right?
That's what
and
I'm
then
saying.
I needed to be out for a generation of cars. I need to see a bunch of people like, yeah, man, yeah. I need to see like
Pilots.
multiple cities already using it.
Only people I
and
want to see.
I'm left out. That's when I'll
No.
be like, let me try this fine. Cause if you're first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about this, like all the red lights start flashing, like boo boo, and you in that car, like, man, what the heck did this mean? Like, damn. And
You
then- and
eject
see
yourself out of there. You eject it?
Eject. I'm like, what? Eject? This joint got an eject? You don't even know. So think of the safety features and like crashing, and even they said it turns into like it has a parachute because
Uh-huh.
the cars aren't heavy.
What?
I think that's a good safety feature.
It's like those-
you will see everybody parachute like,
Hold
yeah,
on.
man, your joint
Baby.
broke too.
Babe, you know them little cars.
Everybody
You know
be
those little
parachuting
cars
down.
you buy your kid, the power wheels.
power wheels.
Maybe, okay, so I'm thinking, and this is my thing. Only people I want to see in a flying car are pilots. Because think about it, and y'all listening right now, watching, y'all probably got some people in your lives. Matter of fact, it might be you that just don't know how to drive on a regular street. So why in the world would we give them something that's hovering over the ground where they can crash into
Cab
any?
drive pilots that are cabs, and they use them like cabs, like to just fly you to the next.
Well, there is a pilot.
Yeah.
Is there a pilot shortage?
I would want to do that and it just
That
costs
might
a
be
little
thing.
more.
Hold on, that
Like
might be
instead
a
of
thing.
Uber, like go ahead, fly me downtown real quick.
Fly me downtown. Let me get there in 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes and
Okay, now you
something
on to
go wrong,
something.
we just gonna parachute halfway.
Now you on to something. I like that because, every time we've been catching flights lately, it's been a delay. They saying they got a shortage of
Yes.
pilots. But if those pilots, wherever they missing to, wherever they gone,
We gotta
if they
start the
purchase
company.
some of these cars and then do it like a
we
pilot
gotta
Uber
take
situation.
we gotta take the monopoly, and it's like Uber, Lyft, but of the skies.
The way my credit's set up, I got a 450. I don't know if I can
why
qualify
you
for
keep stealing my credit card?
$300,000 flying
Oh
car.
my gosh. I'm gonna put these
But think
on.
about that. That's a good idea, isn't it,
All right.
Josh?
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
good. It's good.
Look, coming up next, we have the Pay the Man segment right after this break. Don't you go anywhere.
Come over here. Let me see you.
No. No, I can't. I'm stuck in here. Look, you hear this? I can't move.
How you gonna get up?
I had to go. You would see me like doing a robot to get out of here.
He gets away from Darnell Bing, and he's down the sideline and gone. You know what I would do? Renegotiate his contract.
Absolutely. We got Pay the Man.
Pay the Man
You know
segment,
what I
baby.
would do? Renegotiate
His
con-
contract.
So this is, we have a special Pay the Man. It's just people in the community that's doing great things.
Yeah.
Maria, you showed this awesome
I did show
about
this
the
to you.
teacher, elementary teacher. Go ahead and talk about it.
Okay, at Unity Grove Elementary School, there was a custodian who the faculty at the school, they noticed that for the last year, he's been walking back and forth to school. They feel like he's been, he came up on hard times.
Right.
So 2 faculty members, Mrs. McDonald and Mrs. Combs, they put their money together and purchased Mr. Chris Jackson a car.
Wow.
And I saw the video and I thought it was just so special because you never know. Like when we go to work every day, sometimes we're caught up in our own lives.
Yeah.
To sometimes even be
That's
concerned
amazing.
with what others are going through. So the fact that the fact that they thought enough about him to help him out in his time of need. And then I wanted to make mention that they brought him a $1,500 car. Because sometimes when you think about giving to
Okay.
someone,
You
you
thinking
think
like
you got
they
to
had to
like
buy him
break
a
the
new
bank.
car.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
rolling around in a new Escalade or the new
Yeah.
$3,000. They really wanted to pimp him out. What they
People-
could have did was get him one of them flying cars for $300,000.
Then
You
they
know what I'm
be-
saying?
they be
Right.
buried
But no,
right
you
there
know
at the
that-
school. Be buried. Yeah, we tried to help Mr. Johnson and we messed up, y'all. But his family is suing us and we're gonna
Because
close
we
the
had
school
him,
down.
we had him flying around and
He flew into the
it was a-
building. Yeah.
Stop. But I
He
just thought
buried,
this
right.
was,
He buried out there by the playgrounds though.
stop,
Is that-
Josh,
okay, go
stop.
ahead, I'm
For
sorry.
Mr. Chris Jackson, I know he would probably just amazed because sometimes you go to work and you never think that people, your co-workers are thinking
Right.
about you in that way. And the fact that they put their money together and purchased something for
And
someone
it was a
else
$1,500?
to make life easier for him.
I'm glad he
That's
was
amazing.
very accepting to it.
Oh,
'Cause
he
it's
was shocked.
It's people out there
Mm-hmm.
that have been like, how much? 1,500? Like I was just about to put a down payment.
see,
You
I
could have
thought it-
gave me that money,
But see, I thought
and
it
I
was
would have gonna put down payment on this new Honda. Do y'all mind if I traded in at
No,
all?
because he was transparent and he did say that he's fell up on hard times. He has been living in a motel here recently. And so I was just thinking,
because y'all shouldn't give him another bill.
They didn't. They
if
brought-
if
and
it's
so they-
1,500, Maria,
it's flat out.
they it's gonna probably need a lot of work. Y'all giving
No.
him another bill. I could have caught the bus. and
Josh, no.
that was
Stop. Can
cheaper.
you stop that, please?
Can the math department not go on their trip to DC and just use that? Because
why you ain't
I
ask
need
the
new
principal?
tires.
Why you ain't ask the principal to pitch in?
I need new tires.
That would be ungrateful. No.
And
Who gonna cover the insurance on this thing?
The power steering messed up. You see how hard I got to turn just to pull in here?
I'm gonna need about $12
What
for
if he come
that
back
fuel injection cleaner.
What if he come back with a list of problems? Like,
no, I
man, the
think he
brakes
would be
don't work.
grateful.
Like,
No, so I want stop, Josh.
I'm sorry.
I think he would be grateful. I mean, the video that I saw, he was really he really started pouring out his heart and saying a lot of things that he's going through and how he just was shocked that they thought so much of him.
Wow.
And I was even thinking I thought
love those.
well when I heard the story, I thought maybe multiple faculty members pitched in, but the fact that only 2 came up with the $1,500 to get him a car.
Man, that's a lot, especially on a teacher's
That's
salary.
amazing. But this leads a question to me that I wanted to ask you. I would say this, and this is just from my own personal experience, and maybe y'all can attest to this. When I grew up in school, the custodians were some of the coolest people
Yes.
at the school.
Yes.
So I could see why they would want to do, really, think about some of the custodians you had
Okay.
during your course of going to school.
I'm thinking.
My custodians, they were cool,
So-
looking out for you, making sure you staying protected and, just safe, and also cleaning the school, you doing their
So
job.
he made sure you were safe?
I'm saying cleaning the school, doing their job, making
Okay,
sure,
'cause I wanna know
they're
how-
more than
wow.
just custodians.
What made the custodian cool to you?
Just the fact that
The way they would
give
doing
you
their
conversation.
job?
No, not them doing their
He was
job.
giving you
No.
conversation?
They would.
I'm just making sure nothing nefarious happened, that you just have this overwhelming love for your school custodian. And I'm
Sometimes they
like,
were.
huh?
Sometimes they were women
How old
too.
were you?
They were just.
I'm
They were
I'm
just-
sorry. My mind is just
Hold
going
on.
out.
Did you know your custodian? I'm a talker. I like to
I
talk
didn't
to
know
people.
them
So I'm in
personally.
school. I told you I was in and out of the school, the nurse office.
Most of the custodians, they ain't got time for no daggone kids. They're like, man, get y'all
They
hand out
do.
of here,
They
man.
wanna
I'm trying
be-
to clean up,
They-
trying
they-
to do this. I'm trying to do that.
Shout out to all the custodians out there because
Shout
y'all
out-
do
shout
be,
out to 'em.
y'all be cool. I think it might be a personality thing, knowing how to fix things, and they just be all around just good people. So I
Right.
understand why they went that direction and gave him
I
that car.
don't- I don't
Did you have that
negate that.
experience with custodians growing up?
I'm going to tell you this. I
What's
did.
your- Okay, so why are you acting like?
I'm just playing.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tell you what my custodians did in elementary.
Okay.
It was a lady. She actually, and it was pretty brilliant.
Uh-huh.
She actually got commandeered a bunch of us. It was me and my friends.
Mm-hmm.
We basically emptied the trash for her on our floor
Mm-hmm.
every night, and she would have a pizza party for us every Friday.
That's what I'm
She
talking
would
about.
order pizza for us. I mean, we was there ready to empty some trash. So on Friday, all she did was order a pizza.
I'm about to get that pepperoni and cheese, baby.
What?
And so
For a
that's what I'm-
kid, it was the best thing.
And that's what I'm talking about. So now that you hear the story about Mr. Jackson
Yeah,
and what they
of
did
course.
for him,
There's
isn't
some
it
cool
like,
ones out there.
Thank you. And I'm
Yeah,
sure he was
some
well
cool
deserving.
ones.
And then I want to just go ahead and get this little piece of advice too. We got a place called Skipco. It's like the car auction down there in Akron.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to bless someone, if you know someone's walking, sometimes them cars. You used to go
They
down
got
there.
an auction right here on
And right there by the airport.
Snow Road.
Them cars be like $500. If you know someone, even a teenager that maybe could use a car, maybe they an athlete or something, they get good grades, and they walking to school every day, and you want to bless somebody,
Inquire
and you
about it.
have it
Yeah.
to do, go
Yeah.
down there to the auction and get you a $500 car. Now it might take a little bit of work, but hey, you don't know with the blessing that you can be to somebody. So I thought that was a special story.
I also had a story. Miles Garrett.
Okay.
He did his annual back to school event.
Oh, nice.
Partner with United Way.
Oh,
And he had the mayor there. I just want to highlight players that are actually doing the necessary things in the community because they don't necessarily get a lot of love.
Right.
It's almost like people expects it from them. But my mother used to always say, what are you doing in the community? I will score all these touchdowns, have all these accolades, but that my mom always would call not about, the sports. How are you helping your community? So when I see players giving back and doing what they're supposed to do, even in cities that they're not from.
Yeah.
But for the community that cheers for their team, those are some of the things and the tangibles that a lot of times athletes don't ever get, reward or their due
Recognition from.
recognition.
Yeah.
So I want to recognize Miles Garrett for that. He's a leader on the field and off, especially for the young guys, man.
Right.
Like, and I put a lot of photos. I don't know if we have them, but you can see, you go to the Browns Give Back social. He's up there, smiling with the kids.
Yeah,
you see
he
the
is.
mayor
Yeah.
talking, and he's doing everything that he's supposed to do to make sure that they have all their school supplies because school is about
Now
to
see,
start.
when I was a kid, I was a hustler. I'd be in there like, Miles Garrett, I seen you on TV. How much money you got?
And all the kids, I knew what type of kid you was.
I need a Lambo and some Jordan 3s.
And he gonna tell you, oh, you gotta work hard, son.
Son, you gonna call me a son?
Oh, I didn't see you right there. I didn't see you right there. You gotta work hard, miss. You gotta work hard for that.
Hey, can I just say that's great that you showcase that story and put a spotlight on him. For
Absolutely.
Pay the Man
Pay the
segment.
Man.
Now, when we return, we're going to have What's Trending. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. Who is? You said what? Am I? Why don't you let me
It
know?
sounds good. I got it.
Like, I'm like this? Oh, shoot, my bad.
Give it to me like.
Ooh, okay. Now
Give
it's
it to me
time for
like,
What's. I know this. I mean, Go ahead, then, John.
Nah, I ain't
Can
gonna
you
dance.
can you do your chest muscles?
Yes, I can.
Let me see.
Come over here and show me that
Why
move.
you keep trying to get me to come over here,
Show
Josh?
me that move. Hey, let me show you. I'll show you my
He's
chest.
putting the glasses
I'll show you my chest bouncing if you come over here and give me your pickup line. Make yourself available
Come on,
to
Josh.
me, baby. Nah.
Give him a show, babe.
Make yourself
They
available.
can see you on Come on.
All right, come on with me.
Rip the shirt off. Give me a little V-neck.
I'm gonna be silent, just like you. No action at
Oh my
all.
goodness. Okay, so look, there was a video that went viral online the other day. I think the Shade Room had posted it, and I was like, you know what? Just looking at some of the comments, it got a crazy response. Like, it was of a father who, and let me just give you a little, context. The father is a tattoo artist. He works at a tattoo. I don't know if he owns it or he works at a tattoo parlor.
Right.
So he had a video. He posts videos of his son, and you know how when you go in to get a tattoo, and some people that have tattoos, they give you like the temporary one to see if you like the placement and if
Right.
it looks the way that you want it to
Absolutely.
look or
Oh,
whatever.
I know the story. I
Yeah.
get it.
So
okay.
we had this video of his son and just fully tatted up, right? But they're fake tattoos. And man, the internet was going crazy.
Were they against him? Because I didn't read none of the comments. Was it because he was acting like the kid was acting like he was getting real tattoos?
Tattoo. Because he probably goes to work with his father.
So he had his-
which
he
can we
had
give a
his
round of
hand
applause for
over
that
his
he's
eye.
in his child's life.
He had his hand over his eye like it was hurt. He was like, and I'm like, hold up, man. He just
being
put
extra.
those are the little tattoos that you used to get back in the day.
Oh, okay. So
And
no.
you put on with water,
But-
and then you just rip
And so
it
that's
off.
the thing. A lot of the comments were like, okay, so let me just read some of the comments. Someone put, yeah, his future ain't gonna be too bright. Because when I tell you the kid had tats all the way, like sleeve, 2 full sleeves, his whole abdomen, neck down, like he was
Like he's
tatted.
about to be in a video.
Yes.
50 Cent video.
Yes.
Many men.
Yes, okay.
With step upon
And so
me.
look, someone said the motive behind a full body of tattoos at this young of an age and none of them look age appropriate for real is interesting, which I will say they weren't like rainbows.
Well, what were they
and-
for? Like, what was this
Honestly,
experience?
I-
Was this just for clickbait?
I think
just 'cause he's a
maybe to bring a
kid?
little traction to the tattoo parlor.
And he did
maybe
that.
because it's a kid trying to build up his social. He definitely got a response out of everybody because now we're all talking about it.
So do you think when people do stunts like this and they put children in these situations, they need to preface it or say, hey, or it's good. All publicity is good publicity.
Well, see, okay,
I
so
want you
I will
talking
say
bad,
this.
but at least you're talking about me.
I post content online a lot, and a lot of it goes viral. And one thing that I like going viral because it gets more eyeballs on me, and that's more advertising. But when it's not your normal community they're used to your personality and
Right.
used to what you post,
Right.
that's when the trolls start coming and leaving their opinion.
But
and
that's
so
okay.
So so what
yeah.
I'm saying in this case with this guy, maybe this is something. Maybe they know how the kid is. Maybe they know he just maybe might be artistic. He likes this type of thing. He admires his father and his work, and he was just posting that, and it's ended up going viral. And now it leaves it up to room for a broader conversation that people are having. Because honestly, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid and I would get those bazooka bubble gums.
That's what I'm talking
No, the
about.
bazooka would have
That
little
was the
comics in it.
comics.
Give them the comics.
But it was the
little temporary tattoos.
Right,
Man, I
right.
used to be tatted up. And when somebody would leave one or drop one on the ground, I'm like, that's two for me, baby.
Right.
I think this one, the tattoos just look so real.
They do.
And it's like a lion. It's like, he don't have like thug life across his chest or anything like that.
He should have.
But
That
they
would have
look
got a
more
lot of people
adult-
talking. Like puppy life, man. Pup life.
Or what it said, school life.
And threw up some,
School life.
everybody would have been like, he's a child. Why?
Yeah.
And he would have had everybody talking about him again.
Someone said it's a joke. All you people are too dramatic. Mind your business. Go make some money. There's absolutely nothing wrong with fake tattoos. We used to get them out of the bubblegum machine 35 years ago when I was 5. Like, stop it. So I do. I mean, it was shocked. Like, I was like, whoa, what the heck is this kid got all these tattoos on? But they're all fake. They wash off. But does that lead him into a different direction? And
to
then
want
what's up with
tattoos at a younger age,
and then,
too.
but my thing is, me and you, we both have tattoos. What's the
Right.
stereotype about people that have tattoos? 'Cause
Right.
now when I see people that don't have them, I'm like, you weird.
Like, why you ain't got
Why
no
you ain't got no
tat?
tattoos?
Yeah.
Right. So it's the whole stigma behind it, So that's what the conversation was.
But does it matter, since we on that topic of where you get your tattoos at?
What you
You know what I'm saying? Like I was mad when you got that one tattoo, like in your inner.
I don't have. He's
thigh
playing around. I
part.
have no.
You're not going to.
Why would you sit there and tell them that? I don't have a tattoo down there.
Nobody should know.
He is playing. Can you please laugh?
And then
Ain't
the
no-
one on your back. What are you talking
I
about?
don't have that stamp right there.
Who the hell is Steve? Like when I'm like, was it a prank, a joke or
Josh,
something?
Can you stop and tell them you joke?
ex?
Because see, y'all gonna think everything he say he's joking, but the thing with his jokes is he doesn't laugh.
Because I'm not joking. I
I have a
Was it
tattoo
a
with somebody
different
named
life?
Steve on me.
thought it was a prank for all these years. I'm like, dang, man, I'm looking at that joint like, yeah, I'm about to tell him. Like, Steve.
He is playing y'all. Okay, so the next story.
I'm like,
Can you stop?
my English off? Steve.
That's a J, baby. That ain't no S.
Steve. Like, is that my nickname now? I'm like,
Yeah, you are a mess.
This why I couldn't do this for that long?
Josh,
Okay,
you are a mess.
We're not talking about
He is playing, you guys.
Just
He is
joking.
playing. There's no Steve tattoo
There's
anywhere on my
jokes.
body. Goodness.
Yes.
Now, there's a Marcus. No.
Lord have
I'm just
mercy.
joking.
Come on.
Okay, so
man.
look, I got another
I want to
what's
find out
trending.
who Marcus now.
Now,
I want to know why
Josh.
you grabbed that name out
It's
there.
just because my name starts with an M. I don't know, Mark.
Oh, that's you. That's a good. You know how to lie.
Do we have time for one more what's
Women
trending?
lie the best. She just because my name starts with it, and she just pulled the lie out the air. Give me that
Marcus.
lie.
Yeah, you know what movie is that from?
Eartha Kitt, Boomerang.
Boomerang,
Come on, don't
baby.
do that.
That's right. Eddie
You know,
Murphy
I'm
all
quick
day.
with it. Let's
okay,
go.
so look, there was a viral trend going on TikTok called the egg crack challenge.
Right.
I showed you a video of this, Josh.
You did show me that
where
video.
parents were in the kitchen with when it started off, they were in the kitchen with their toddlers, and they would be having an egg in their hand. They show the egg to the toddler, and the toddler be sitting there thinking they're about to make something, and next thing you know, the parent cracks the egg on top of the kid's head and continues to make their meal or whatever they're acting like they're making. And
People
this
tripping
thing
off of
took
that, too.
off so much that they eventually started doing it on adults too, right? But the issue came when people started getting in the comments saying this is so disrespectful. This creates distrust between the parent and the child. Now, Josh, you've seen some of the videos. If you want to go see it, go on TikTok or even on Instagram. You can see people cracking eggs on each other's heads all day. I got concerned because I was just like, wait a minute, don't eggs have like salmonella in them?
Yeah, you was tripping. You was like one of the. I felt like you would been one of the parents in the comments, like, "Oh my God, that is so unhealthy for a baby to be subjected to
To the bacteria.
Oh, and the salmonella," and you would be one of the ones that spell it wrong.
So when you
Be
saw
like,
the videos, what did you think? Did you think it was harmless? Did you think it was harmless?
Salami.
What did you think about the video?
I thought the videos were cute and funny and a little corny at times, but it was okay for what it's used for.
But my thing is,
I would crack an egg on your head. And
you-
I'm mad that I didn't get the opportunity before I found out how mad you was, because I was definitely
that's not
leading.
funny.
I'm like,
Josh,
dang,
if
I
you cracked
forgot
the egg on
again.
my head, I would
Yeah,
be upset.
You wouldn't be. I would, because I
I'm
would
telling
boil
you,
it
I'm
first.
literally telling you, crack an egg on my head, I'm going to be ticked off.
What about if I boil it, and it's just to eat the boiled egg?
Who started this
Tell
trend?
me it's okay.
Who started this trend? Because I will tell you,
I'm-
it's not okay. You cannot do that. I want to know who started this trend
You
because
got an egg in
honestly,
your future.
if you
Don't
go
make
to
me
some
mad.
of the really the top viral ones, they have disabled their comments because they're receiving that much backlash from it. So I did notice in some of the videos, the kids are kind of confused, like, why did mommy just hit me on the head with the
But
egg?
most of them are joyful.
Then they start laughing, but they are confused at first.
I ain't no confusion.
And I think it's
The
unsanitary.
little ones, unsanitary though. Is it that? Goodness, it's just an egg, the cracking of an egg, Maria. So when it happens to you, laugh. It's a joke. I'll make sure you don't have your makeup on when you start. You do it. How about that?
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna Google this. I'm pretty sure eggs have like E. coli or salmonella or
Not
something.
every egg, sweetheart. You're talking about 0.0 something. But there's a lot of eggs out there.
So this is what I'ma
Majority
do.
don't have
And this what I'ma
salmon on it. How you would spell it? Salmon.
This is what I'm gonna do. We talk about Myles Garrett on the show. I
Right.
heard you laughing. We talk about Myles Garrett on the show. We talked about so many of the Browns players. How about we invite some of them here on the show, right? Do some interviews when they get the time, once they finally make the team, they got there every day. They're
Miles
Tuesdays.
is on the team, baby.
Oh, I mean, not him. But
I
I'm
know
just
the
saying,
young guys.
when they cut the roster and they start having some free time, they can come on the show. We're going to invite them on here.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the middle of you interviewing them,
You crack an egg
I'm
on the
going to bust
head.
them upside the head with an egg.
I don't think that goes. See, me and you are like in the same
No, hold on,
bracket.
no, baby, no. I don't
If
want
they sue
I don't
you,
want to hear anything.
that legally might be-
You literally,
You can do that.
You literally just said there's nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with cracking an
It's
egg
not.
on another person's head.
I'm not talking
So
about
how
somebody
about-
that ain't in your family.
Oh,
Like,
now there's
what the-
stipulations to it.
If
Nah,
you
I'm
do
just gonna
that-
start walking down the street cracking people over the
If-
side of the head with eggs.
You might. That's assault. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. That's assault. If you do it to me in public, you're going to jail. You're going to jail now. You might get an uppercut. You're going to jail if I'm in public and somebody cracks it. It's not gonna be funny. But if it's you or somebody who I live with or see every day, my circle, it might be like a ha. You know, you go ahead and clean my shirt up.
If you hit me upside the egg with a raw head with a raw egg, You gonna be sleeping on the couch for a while.
Nah, man, it'd be a joke.
You gonna be talking about the dogs are barking down there in the basement.
I'm gonna be doing dogs barking from the basement.
Yes, you are. Oh my goodness.
Why are you messing with me?
No, because I
you
know.
make me want to do it now.
I can't wait till we have our first in studio guest. I'm getting an egg. I'm gonna have a whole carton. And eggs are expensive too. I'm gonna do some good cracking.
Eggs, I'm gonna be like, oh hell no, this.
Cut. You were like, hey, get out of this room now.
Let's reschedule. My voice.
No, you are. You know what? You are crazy. I had so much. I had a great time with you today.
You had a great time.
Yeah.
I would have had a even better time if you would have came over here and showed me how you make yourself available.
You know what, you guys?
Just
We
rush
will
up
be
against
dropping new episodes every Tuesday. Make sure you're tuned in because
read
Josh has
your
lost his mind. He has these
mind,
sunglasses
babe.
on. I don't even know why. We're in a room.
know what
We're not
you're
outside. He's singing Yvonne right here, which is a Cleveland native right there. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah.
It's all right. Oh.
It's alright, yeah. I need your
Make
mind.
sure y'all
I
check
need
out
your body,
The Return with
babe.
Josh and Maria Cribbs on all big play
Oh,
platforms, on Twitter, on YouTube, on the Facebook page. We love y'all so much for tuning in and listening to Josh and all his antics.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all
My
next
antics.
time. Yes, your antics, baby.
Cribbs is going to be able to return. Caught at 24. Zigzag right, 30.